Hello, everyone. Very weird live stream for me. Don't usually do them. Doing them today. So, a lot to talk about. Hey, guys. A lot to talk about today. So, I'm just going to wait a minute or two for people to get in here and just do a quick video for you guys about some stuff. It's been crazy today, more than usual, in my opinion. I just wanted to go through a couple things with you. Number one, the first thing on my mind that I'm still pondering exactly what to do about is this Mark Zuckerberg, Jack Dorsey memo letter from the Congress of the United States. And just the fact that this actually came out from our government just makes me want to puke. It's I was saying earlier, I don't even know what to say. It's so abhorrent and insidious is a good word. It really is that I don't even know how to really accurately explain what I feel about it. I'm just going to share this on Twitter. Give me a second. I'm going to read it to you guys in case you haven't read it yet, okay? And I'm going to talk about the InfoWars FISA report that was, quote, leaked. Okay. Dear Mr. Dorsey and Mr. Zuckerberg, we seek your company's urgent assistance. Public reports indicate that accounts linked to the Russian government are again exploiting Twitter and Facebook platforms in an effort to manipulate public opinion. These recent Russian efforts are intended to influence congressional action and undermine Special Counsel Mueller's investigation, which has already resulted in the indictments of 2 Trump campaign officials and guilty pleas from 2 others who are both now cooperating with prosecutors. First of all, I don't know if I can make this bigger. How's that? Is that better? Okay. First of all, why does Mark Zuckerberg or do Mark Zuckerberg and Jack Dorsey give 2 craps about Special Counsel Mueller's investigation and how many people have been indicted in it? They don't. Or they may personally, but their company shouldn't, right? Their company shouldn't care about that. It has nothing to do with their company at all. The government has nothing to do with Twitter, supposedly, right? The government doesn't have much to do with Facebook either, supposedly, right? Right. So why is it that this is written more like a horrible smear piece on page 5 of the New York of the the Inquirer or Star magazine than a letter that would technically typically go to some kind of a letter from government to a private corporation? That just infuriated me anyway. And I'm really having a hard time with this because there's so much wrong with this. It's not even funny. This is like Nazi Germany on steroids coming from these 2 folks. It's bad. It is critically important that the special counsel's investigation be allowed to proceed without interference from inside or outside the United States. That is why we see, hold on, who's stopping it? Who's stopping it? Are the Russian bots stopping the special counsel investigation? Who can call off a special counsel investigation? Who can call it off? Can we do that? Because if we could call off these investigation into, Trump, the Trump Russia collusion noise, then I would have called that off weeks ago, months ago, a year ago. We don't have that kind of power. It is critically important the special counsel's investigation be allowed to proceed without interference. Okay, who's stopping it? Who is stopping it? That is why we seek your assistance in our efforts to counter Russia's continuing efforts to manipulate public opinion and undermine American democracy and the rule of law. Sorry, who is undermining the rule of law? Who is undermining American democracy? If you continue to read this, which I'm going to for you, if you continue to read this letter, you will see just who is undermining American democracy and the rule of law. And it sure as hell isn't the Russians. I had to cough and it wasn't going to be in your ear. Sorry about that. It sure as hell isn't the Russians. Specifically, and here they get into the effectiveness. Oh, thank you guys for the super chats. That's really sweet. Thank you so much. Here we go, you know, with the effectiveness of our hashtag, which was, by the way, kind of started by Devin Nunes and Gates and Sarah Carter on Sean Hannity's show. They started talking about hashtag release the memo. We could, I'm sure other people started that first, but they latched onto that. Congress people from our government, are they Russian too? This is it's mind-blowing to me. Mind-blowing. Like, explode the brain type stuff. Like, it's really bad. Here we go. You ready? Specifically, on Thursday, January 18th, 2018, the House Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence, HSPSCI, majority voted to allow members of the U.S. House of Representatives to review a misleading talking points memo authored by Republican staff that selectively references and distorts highly classified information. Why does Facebook and Twitter care? Why do they care? Why do they care? Does everyone understand why I'm asking the question? Why do they care? Why do they care? Why does Congress, Schiff, and Feinstein feel the need to tell Twitter and Facebook, Dorsey and Zuckerberg this? Twilight Zone. Twilight Zone. Maybe Feinstein has another cold. Next page. And here we go. There is a footnote here. Natasha Bertrand, Russia-linked Twitter accounts are working overtime to help Devin Nunes and WikiLeaks. Business Insider, January 19th, 2018. They're using the media. They're literally citing the media. We've really got a problem here, folks, because this is insanity. Insanity. Okay? They're using the media to write a letter to the owners of Facebook, or the chief executive officer and the chairman and chief executive officer of two of the largest social media companies on the planet. Who wrote the article? Natasha Bertrand. Who is she? What authority does she have? If anything, you'd think that this would come from Twitter and Facebook going to Schiff and Feinstein. Obviously, I know you guys know this. I'm just pointing out the obvious here. House of Representatives. Oh, whoops. I skipped a sentence. The rushed decision to make this document available to the full House of Representatives was followed quickly by calls from some quarters to release the document to the public. Somebody's telling me that the memo is released, but I don't think so. No. I'm going to go through all this for you guys in a second too. Just bear with me here through this, okay? Bear with me. Several Twitter hashtags, including "Feel Proud Russian Bots," feel proud in the audience, "Feel Proud Russian Bots," hashtag "Release the Memo," calling for the release of these talking points attacking the Mueller investigation, were born in the hours after the committee vote. How do we know what's in the memo? Because the people who read it told us some vague outline of what's in there. We never were told that it attacks, they said it would basically derail the Mueller investigation, but we've never read the memo. Do you see the assumptions? Do you see the doublespeak? Do you see the spin? Do you see the public relations spin on this disgusting piece of literature that's sitting in front of me right now? Again, I'm going to get to the InfoWars memo. Several Twitter hashtag blah, blah, blah. Okay, here we go. According to the German Marshall Funds Alliance for Securing Democracy, this effort gained the immediate attention and assistance of social media accounts linked to Russian influence operations. We're going to see a footnote. By Friday, January 19th, 2018, the release the memo hashtag was the, quote, top trending hashtag among Twitter accounts believed to be operated by Kremlin-linked groups. That was an organic groundswell of patriotic Americans using Twitter the way it was meant to be used, by using a hashtag to grab attention and trend a topic so that it can be found by using that hashtag. This is so disgusting. And oh God, I'm trying to sort myself. I'm really sorry. This is just crazy. Next. Its use had increased by 286,700%. Congratulations, guys. Congratulations. Seriously. And was being used 100 times more than any other hashtag. Congratulations, guys. We did it. By accounts linked to Russian influence campaigns. Boo! These accounts are also promoting an offer by WikiLeaks to pay up to $1 million to anyone who leaks this classified partisan memo. This is really ridiculous. If these reports are accurate, we're witnessing an ongoing attack by the Russian government through Kremlin-linked social media actors directly acting to intervene and influence our democratic process. How will they intervene if they're on Twitter? How are they stopping the special counsel investigation? How are they stopping that? How are they stopping it? They're not. You guys are complete losers. You lose. You lose. You're losing. This is ass backwards. This should be disconcerting to all Americans, not me, but especially to your companies, as once again, it appears the vast majority of their efforts are concentrated on your platforms. Don't you feel like you're in some horrible movie right now? This latest example of Russian interference is in keeping with Moscow's concerted, covert, and continuing campaign to work with Hillary Rodham Clinton. Oh, whoops, that's not what it says. To manipulate American public opinion and erode trust in our law enforcement and intelligence institutions. No, you have eroded our trust in these institutions. Exhibit A. You have eroded our trust. You have eroded it because you're tyrannical, out of control, narcissistic lunatics. Crazy. Bat crazy. And that's insulting bats. You can't make it up. You can't make this up. This is next. We understand Facebook and Twitter have developed significant expertise in identifying inauthentic and malicious accounts. Further, your forensic investigations into Russian government exploitation of your platforms during the 2016 US election have helped to expose to the American public the vast extent of Russia's covert influence efforts. We therefore request that your companies conduct an in-depth forensic examination of this real-time activity on your platforms to determine your forensic work. Why don't you guys use some forensic work and you'll be able to see who really was responsible for getting that information to WikiLeaks? This is really crazy. This letter, in case you guys missed it, originated from Congress, from Feinstein and Schiff, and was sent to Dorsey and Zuckerberg. I believe there's one more. Hold on. Okay, one. Oops. Whether and how many accounts linked to Russian influence operations are. Oh yeah. Hold on. We therefore request that your companies conduct an in-depth forensic examination of this real-time activity on your platforms to determine whether and how many accounts linked to Russian influence operations are involved in this campaign. And he's citing the Hannity thing here. They're citing Hannity and The Hill. 2, the frequency and volume of their postings on the topic. Why does this keep happening? And 3, how many legitimate Twitter and Facebook account holders have been exposed to this campaign? Exposed to it. Like, oh my gosh, we can't help ourselves but to follow this Russian activity. I mean, it's just crazy. Given the urgency of this matter, we ask that you provide a public report to Congress and the American public by January 26th, 2018. That's Friday. In addition, we urge your companies to immediately take necessary steps to expose and deactivate accounts involved in this influence operation that violate your respective user policies. Wow. That is Nazi Germany. Expose? What are they going to do? Dox everybody? Are they going to dox the Americans that shared that hashtag? How are they going to determine if they're Russian or not? What are they going to do to expose accounts involved in this? Are they going to make a press release? Are they going to list us all? Are they going to just willy-nilly, close down every account that used a hashtag, the fundamental beginning of Twitter, the hashtag? Now it's apparently against the user policies to use a hashtag. I've got news for you. Using a hashtag does not violate Twitter user policies. Using a hashtag saying we demand transparency, hashtag release the memo, does not violate Twitter's policy. That's actually what Twitter was made for. This is just crazy. That came out today. So I've been trying to think of what we have to do. And I have a couple of things that I'm thinking. One of them would be the phone blitz, which we did with hashtag call the clowns. Dual meanings there. You guys can figure it out. And I think, that march that I had said I was going to start planning for if we didn't see indictments, I think it might need to be escalated a little bit. I think it's time. Now, I have a lot more I can say on this, and I'm sure that I'm going to think of 100 things once I stop talking about it. But I don't even understand how this is okay. We have a big problem. These people are crazy. They're crazy. These people are crazy along with their minions. This is insane what they're doing. This should not be okay. This is not okay. This is Congress. This is the government coming out against American citizens with propaganda beyond belief and basically encouraging malicious retribution from Twitter and Facebook. It's really bad. So everybody should continue to call them up. Numbers are on my Twitter. Just keep calling. And I want to go through some fake news stuff for you, okay? Because this is another thing that's really important. There is so much disinformation out there right now, fake memos, fake documents, real documents mixed in with the fake documents, people who think they have the real documents but don't have the real documents. I want to explain the memo to everybody, and then I want to explain why whatever's coming out right now is not the memo, and I want to show you some examples, okay? And don't die down on calling those folks. That's what they're there for. They're our representatives. They work for us. Remember that. They work for us. Okay. So the memo, if you remember back in the day, um, Nunez went in a skiff and saw some stuff and came out and did a press conference basically saying that, yes, they did wiretap Trump. Little while later, Feinstein and Schiff came out of a room and they looked like they had seen a ghost completely. They were looking at the some of the information that made up the memo. What Nunez did was, after all this time, after the ODNI investigations, after all the stuff that came out with the FISA, after all that, he looked at all of that and he created a 4-page memorandum that summarized all of that stuff that was United States, American people friendly, so that he'd be able to push Congress to have this declassified so that they could release it without redaction. It is a summary of the information that is contained in countless top secret, above top secret reports from inside the government and the investigations that are going on. So Schiff goes on television and he says the American people won't understand it because they don't understand the background, knowing full well that they're not going to declassify all of the background. They're just not. It's too much national security stuff. They won't do it. So Schiff is posturing like that, trying to make it so that people lose confidence and make it a partisan thing that Republicans are just trying to release this information to stop this investigation into Trump. I mean, they've been investigating for like a year now. They're not finding anything. They're not going to find anything. And even Peter Strzok came out in his text messages to Lisa Page and said, there's really nothing there. I don't want to even work on the investigation because there's nothing there. Which, again, we could talk about the whole Mueller investigation another time, but I'm 50-50 on that. So the memo is 4 pages long. We had some problems because Nunez came out in several interviews, and Jim Jordan, not Nunez. Jim Jordan came out in several interviews and said, this can be done in 24 hours. And people thought like, okay, we're going to get this done in 24 hours. But it's not going to happen. They're saying 19 congressional days, which would be 19 congressional days would be the middle of March. I don't think that's okay. Anyway, so the memo is 4 pages that Nunez put together based on all of this confidential top secret information that's going on behind the scenes. So when we see something like this, exclusive, InfoWars has obtained and is now releasing the secret FISA memo. First of all, there's a lot of problems with that. Number one, if they did obtain it, releasing it is iffy. I would walk on the tightrope with that one. I don't know if it would do more harm than good at this point in time, given all of the back end stuff that Alex Jones is supposed to know about, right? All the stuff that's going on behind the scenes he's supposed to know about. Okay. Number two is it's not the memo. Here's the reported memo leaked to InfoWars. And they say that it was from Binney. And then they go on, the memo hiding in plain sight serves as the basis for the 4-page memo of Rep. Devin Nunez's, which reveals perjury by the Obama administration when connected to other research. And it's been out since April of last year. This has been available since April of last year, publicly. This is frustrating to me. I don't care if you're an Alex Jones fan or not. This is just bull right here. Aren't we supposed to not be doing this? Aren't we supposed to be trying to hold ourselves to a different standard of information here? It just cheapens you. It really does. It's a clickbaity, cheap headline. I'm sorry. It is what it is. It is what it is. William Binney is an amazing whistleblower from the NSA. Okay. I didn't listen to the interview. I haven't seen it. I just don't see why you would do this. Second of all, I would think that if Alex Jones and their team are really following this story the way that we all are, um, then he would have known this would have been out and he would have covered it, a year ago or just recently when it came into focus. Honestly, I only found this a short while ago. I only saw this a short while ago and I didn't get through it yet. So I'm not even saying that I'm not trying to say I'm some great thing. I'm just saying this is dangerous. This is just not right. Why would you do that? It just doesn't make sense. InfoWars has obtained and is now releasing the secret FISA memo. Everybody's going to get mad at me for doing this, but listen, call a spade a spade. I wouldn't be awake right now without Alex Jones from back in the day. I still listen to War Room occasionally. I have nothing, a lot of people think that he's a very tumultuous figure. He's a very polarizing figure, Alex Jones. He splits this movement in half because people argue with one another over him. That's not what it's about. It's about a clickbaity, fake ass headline when you're influencing millions and millions and millions and millions of people, as Alex likes to say. It just throws another layer of doubt on top of everything that we're already dealing with and gives more ammunition to other people. Case in point. And disinfo is necessary. Not this. This is not disinfo is necessary. This is not what was meant by that. This is not what was meant by that. Not clickbait headlines to fool people. That's not disinfo is necessary. That's not what was meant when that was said. So let's look at this other one, and I'm going to walk you through how you can tell when something's fake or real. And I can't make this one any bigger. Hold on. I can't make this one bigger. Let me do this. Okay. This is the supposed first page of the FISA memo that was released and was supposed to be a real document. The reason why you can tell that this isn't real without even looking at the format of the document, I can't make it bigger. It just won't get bigger. I don't know why. I'm sorry. Hold on. Let me try this. I don't do live streams very often, guys. Bear with me. Let me try this. Hold on. Maybe that'll work for you guys, but I can't scroll now. Can I? No, I can't scroll. That's not going to work either. Let's do that. Sorry about that. Okay. Hopefully this is big enough. Okay. FISA memo CLPDB. There's no date on this whatsoever. Subject: illegal use of FISA warrants to unmask and surveil American citizens for political purposes. Investigation 1 of 22 at DOJ regarding FISA. Now, follow Q. You know where that line came from. And this is really muddying the waters, and it's not helpful. Some people say, there's good information in there. No, you can't do this. This is bad. This is bad. But here's how you can tell it's not real. Through the course of our investigations, we have determined that the Democratic National Committee was breached with a capital B by an individual named Seth Rich. At the time of the breach, Mr. Rich was employed by the Democratic National Committee at the time of the breach. That was all I needed to read. That was all I needed to read because it's grammatically incorrect. There's incorrect punctuation. There's incorrect punctuation throughout the document. So as soon as you start to see no date, incorrect formatting, not the right letterhead, incorrect punctuation, you know, spelling errors, terms that the people that would technically write something like this wouldn't use, you know that it's not real. If you have a question about whether something is real or not, reach out and ask someone else's opinion before you share it. The only reason why I'm saying that is because this kind of thing goes viral and it muddies the water. It completely muddies the water. This is not the Alex Jones one. This is something else. The Alex Jones thing, he didn't release information that wasn't legitimate information. He just called it something that it wasn't in an attempt to somehow, I don't even know what the purpose of it was. It was like clickbait. We're releasing the FISA memo, but then he released a document that was released in April of 2017 that may in fact form a part of what this memo is based off of. But you can't give a pass to the info. You can't say, "Oh, that's okay. There's good information anyway." You can't do that. There has to be some standard of. And if it was just a mistake, then it wouldn't have happened 3 or 4 or 5 times on the Twitter account. So there has to be a standard, okay? Like that's what I'm saying. I'm just saying. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, that's how I knew this was fake immediately. The This is not correct here. And there's no date. And there's grammatical and spelling errors riddled throughout this thing. And there's really bad redactions, like really bad. So that's that. And then there are, I don't usually do this. I wanted to go over this because, of course, if you can see here, I've been blocked. I've been blocked by We Support 45. I'm not upset about it, to be honest, because I asked them why they were I tweeted about what they were doing yesterday and I questioned them and they didn't like it, so they blocked me. But I just want to show you what they did and how they've changed, which is good. So they've amended their website to be more clear. This is what it says right now. You go to their website like they direct you to in their tweet saying that they've released the memo as well. They say they leaked a copy of the memo. And it says, we have not verified these 30 documents and we do not know if they are authentic. They were discovered through social media sources on 1/21/18 at this link. And it's a link to your Newswire. But they've taken them and they've put them on their website. And they're kind of using it as a quasi marketing campaign in a way. Hold on. Alex Jones, I'm going to go over this one more time because I see people in the comments aren't sure. And it's definitely possible that I'm being unclear. Alex Jones did not release any fake data. He said InfoWars has obtained and is now releasing the secret FISA memo. And then he linked to his website. And on the website is this document here, which is a legitimate, real document. However, it was released on the 26th of April, 2017. And you can see they have an update here now. Despite media claims to the contrary, our congressional sources confirmed that the below memo documenting NSA spying on U.S. citizens serves as a primary source of information for the Nunez summary memo. Great. This is bad stuff. This is important. This whole thing is filled. Conservative Treehouse did a great piece on this. This is an important document. Nobody's taken that away from InfoWars. Trust me. This was important. Um, I just came across this like a week and a half ago when Conservative Treehouse picked it up. And I haven't even gotten to it yet. So I'm not trying to act like I'm like some supreme, person or no, I'm just saying this is not the FISA memo. This is not the memo. This is not the memo. And he said, this is the memo. It's not. That's all I'm saying. It's just not, it's just not right. And it makes everyone confused. And then you see that, right? So InfoWars says we have the memo, but it's really the NSA. It's really the FISA, the court opinion and order about what went down. And then you have, this, which is linking to the picture one that I showed you, saying this is the memo, and this is just a completely fake document. I'm going to try and explain it again since we're in a live stream. I'm not contradicting myself. Let me explain one more time. InfoWars says InfoWars has obtained and is now releasing the secret FISA memo. The secret FISA memo that we've been saying, release the memo, release the memo, release the memo, is a 4-page document that Devin Nunes put together to explain all of the things that are happening in the background, including probably this, which is this opinion, this 99-page opinion and order. It's not the memo. That's what I'm saying. Then another bunch of folks says that this is the memo. This is not the memo either. This is not real. All I'm doing is showing you guys what I'm seeing and why it's sort of concerning me. That's all. Sorry. That's all I'm trying to do. Honestly, I'm just trying to stress that we need to be very careful about what we are seeing, because there is disinformation flying at us from every single lane. And at the same time as these fake memos are all flying all over the place, and fake memos and fake documents and people sending you to websites and all of that, we have 2 representatives sending letters from Congress to social media organizations asking them to expose people who are asking for the memo. Do you see where I'm going with that? This memo is being used. It's being used by numbers of different people to sow seeds and to cause discord and to cause confusion and to have people ultimately, when the memo is released, be like, oh, I don't even know if that's real. I don't even know if this is it. We've seen this already. This isn't important. And I see all of you in my chat, and I don't care about you. I don't care about the trolls, guys. I really don't. That's not who I was responding to. There are a lot of people with valid questions. Anyway, that's basically what I was going to say. The We Support 45 website has the Jerome Corsi Q analysis on there. And they link to a Your Newswire article right here where they talk about the 4-page memo. And then they say that this is from GCHQ in England. And they also link to, hold on, this highlighted article, which actually was taken from a friend of mine. So there's information and disinformation on here. That's my point. Hold on. Come on. There we go. This right here, which I think I have right here. This that they have up was taken from a True Pundit article. Right here. So it's confusing. It's a lot of information. It's emotionally charged. And, I've tried to kind of explain stuff because I know when I don't know what I'm talking about, I listen and I learn. When I do know what I'm talking about, I will speak it loudly, and I happen to know what I'm talking about on this stuff. I've spent hundreds of hours researching it. So I happen to know what I'm talking about, and I'm trying to help people. And there are a lot of people that are getting upset because they're not they're thinking inside of the box, and they're upset when someone tells them something that may take them outside of their box. And that's natural and normal, and it's to be it's to be expected. But we need to be very vigilant and very sort of straight. We need to be on the straight and narrow when it comes to information like this, and a big outlet like Infowars should know better. um should know better. And listen, like I've said a gazillion times, I will certainly make mistakes. I will certainly make mistakes. I'm sure I will. I'll probably make more than most people. But there's a difference between making a mistake and being malicious about trying to deceive people. And that's where the line is drawn for me. When there's a perceived maliciousness from people that should know better, um, that's where the line gets drawn for me. So that's all I wanted to do with you guys today. Um, we need to oh, one more thing now that I saw that too. Let's go over this. One more person to the block list. One more person to the block list. Okay. I did a thread this morning about disinformation and this. Somebody says quite rightfully, Ray's attitude is concerning, and why would he threaten to resign if McCabe is fired? McCabe should not only be fired, but prosecuted. Planning a coup and Ray protects him? Ray is in the swamp. I agree. Have you guys seen, not Ray is in the swamp, I agree about McCabe. Have you guys seen the article from Axios that came out in regards to McCabe and Ray saying that he wouldn't fire McCabe unless he left too? There was one article based on sources, like he said, then she said, then he told his third cousin, who told his brother, who told his father, who told blah, blah, blah. It was reported one time and then picked up by major MSM outlets and spread around everywhere. Spread around everywhere. Thank you guys for the super chats. That's really awesome of you. I'm always blown away by that. Amazing. So I basically was saying, where did this come from? Who were the sources? Are they named? Is there information to back it up? No, it's a rumor. It's an internet rumor. And if you go to Google and you search, I'm doing this on purpose, guys, McCabe Ray, look at what pops up. Axios. CNBC picked it up. Mother Jones picked it up. Slate picked it up. Washington Post picked it up. Who are these people picking it up? Are they our friends? Then why would we spread this around? Why would we believe this article? We wouldn't believe this article. Why would we believe that this is true? This source from a source from a source from a source, and automatically jump ship on Ray? Do we know that this is true? No. We have no idea that this is true. They are desperate. They are desperate. Absolutely desperate. They are losing their minds. They have nothing else. Look, it's all based on the same reporting. According to Axios, they got it from the same report. That's how you can immediately debunk fake news. When you see everybody reference the same original source and there's not much difference either way. So everybody needs to just stay focused. Try to Stay focused and stay very vigilant and use discernment and double check and triple check and then check again everything and just be very careful what you share. Unless if you're 100% on it and you know that it's real, share the hell out of it. Even stuff that other people that you trust put out, check it because it's disinformation forward on this. It's disinformation, central. This is what the deal is right now. This is the name of the game for everybody. Disinformation central from everywhere. And that's it. And that's it. I'm a little fired up because there's a lot of stuff happening all at once. And I'm going to start planning that march yesterday. You'll hear about that soon. And we're not going to be wearing pink hats. I can tell you that much. Does anyone have any questions? Hey, Tom. My last video actually came out, I believe, on Friday. I work, and I have a family, and it was my son's birthday on Sunday. So there you go. That's why you get a few days between my posts sometimes. Questions? No questions. Okay. Well, thank you guys. Thanks for listening. Thanks for being here. Thanks for understanding what I was trying to impart on everyone. If you guys have the time, check out the 99-page document from the FISA court because it's really interesting. It's 99 pages long. It's all here in its glory for you. Courtesy of InfoWars or the ODNI website, wherever you want to go. I will talk to you guys soon. If I can figure out how to stop this. There we go. Have a great day, guys.